Critical Blast, where pop culture gets blasted.
And good evening, everybody. I am RJ Carter, Senior Managing Editor here at CriticalBlast.com. And I know this is where you usually come every night to watch me And this is what happens when you make fun of somebody that they're going to lose their Wi-Fi connection. It comes to you. You're the one who loses your Wi-Fi connection. I have been cursed. We're too close to Halloween. This is 2020. Everything is going to go wrong. But that's my one allowance of losing my Wi-Fi per day that I get on this machine. Welcome, everybody, to the Critical Blast podcast. Tonight, we're getting back to our roots because Critical Blast used to be and still is a movie review outlet among everything else entertainment-wise. And tonight we have a monster cast lined up here. It's going to be fun juggling everybody. But we have with us the cast and crew for Monster Force Zero, a ragtag team of outcasts, tech nerds, and sci-fi geeks scouring the globe, hunting down depraved terrorist groups and malevolent cabals that are secretly backed by diabolical alien forces. And heading this off, we have Nathan Latier, is the director of this Monster Force movie. Nathan, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm better. I was frantic there for a second, but I'm much better now.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what you get for poking fun at my Wi-Fi connection.
I know it.
I'm kidding.
And Megan McGrath is with us. You're the producer on this show.
Yes,
sir. So if I understand the role correctly, you're the one that Nathan goes to borrow a cup of money and says, I want to make a movie.
Not necessarily. That's the exec, which he is not here this evening. But he, we work together very well. So it's been good.
All right, now let's bring in the rest of the cast. Then we have Aeon Cruz, who was.
Hi guys.
Hey Aeon. Greg Farinelli, who had double duty.
I didn't have my finger up my nose.
You played Squatch.
I think we have Shale and Sylvia are here, but they're stuck in a different page.
Oh, they're stuck in a different page.
Yeah, they're in a different page because they're both there and they can hear me and they can hear me talking to you. Oh, hi, Heath.
There's Heath.
Now he's pretending to be frozen.
Nobody else is in the green room.
No, it's not the green room. They're in the green room. Shale and Sylvia are stuck in the green room.
Are you sure they're in the green room and not in the YouTube, watching it on YouTube?
You have to do the YouTube link.
Yeah, Shale and Sylvia, go to the.
If you scroll all the way down in the email, there'll be another link.
Yeah, with our list of names on there.
Yeah, they're there. They're waiting. They're gonna come.
They're waiting. They're on their way.
Oh my
I love large casts. I love the fact that I have.
Oh, I was in both rooms and I could hear like echoing like everywhere, and I was like, I don't know where I'm supposed to be. It's coming from everywhere.
Between two different dimensions.
I hear him. Do you hear him? Can you hear him through my computer? He doesn't know what he's doing. I feel like on that Inner Space movie where I'm like, what is that? What's happening? I hear it in my head. Who is it?
I know we can fit more people in here.
Yeah, there's two more ready.
There's 2 more slots.
2 more.
And that's, I believe, the maximum that
Yeah, Greg made a Brady Bunch joke earlier, but we need 2 more people.
We can't. Yeah, we can't read it. Darn it.
we can do it. We can get it.
We can absolutely get it here.
Oh man, I'm. What's her name?
Alice,
You're Marsha.
Maid.
You're the mom. Can I be Marsha?
Yeah, I'm Marsha.
Marsha,
I'm Marsha right now. I'm in the center.
Oh my
Yes, I'm
God.
the mom, and Nathan's the dad.
That sounds about right.
Daddy.
We have a note for you, Omid.
Veranda.
What?
I can't say his name, so I didn't want to say it. The guy who wrote Hamilton and wrote Moana.
Oh yeah. Well, I am that guy, actually. I'm his
you're the
ghost-
greatest, man.
I'm his quick writer.
Whip writer.
Shell and Sylvia, it's on that original email that Nate sent out.
They're not in the green room anymore because they were in this other chat room.
Huh.
It was really weird.
But yeah, is that link that's at the way bottom of the there. Yay!
We did it!
Hey, Shayla.
Modern technology sucks.
You're just making yeah.
I did what?
And now there's an echo, buddy.
From me?
Yeah, headphones, bro.
I don't have headphones.
Just mute for now. I love you, Shale.
Echo went away.
True Yeti boot fashion. No words.
That's. I'm surprised he's not in the costume. Actually, I actually have my own Yeti costume tucked away in the drawer here, and if I had thought about it, I'd have pulled it out.
Oh.
Next time you're going to send us a photo.
Well, it doesn't have nearly as good of a mask as you guys is. So we're waiting for one more person.
Sylvia.
One, two, three. Yeah, all 8 of you.
No Adam or Sly today?
Shale, I think you're on mute. I don't know if
Yeah,
you're mute.
I am because I don't know how to. I don't have headphones for this phone. It doesn't have a headphone jack, so I don't know what to do.
Are we feeding back? Yes, we are.
No, I don't have any.
The echo.
I'm just gonna do this the whole time.
So good.
If I use headphone jacks, would there be less feedback if I use headphone jacks? See? As in yes or Spanish?
Back.
When Shale talks, we can all mute.
That's
true.
All right, everyone
It's
mute.
just when we talk.
Yeah.
It's just when we talk, it ends up doing that.
Sylvia's watching, but she has no idea how to join live. She doesn't have the StreamYard link.
Okay, let me.
Yeah, can you send it to her? Yeah, she
In all
just sent me
fairness,
a
Ayana had to
text.
get on here for me. I was not able to do it myself. I wasn't able to get on it myself, so my teenager got me on here.
Oh, thank you, teenager.
That happened.
Thank God. So while everybody's watching, let's give them a little bit of a teaser of what they're watching this for in the first place. I'm just going to play the teaser, and then we'll play the actual trailer for it a little bit later into the show here. So this is what's going on, guys. Don't be
Critical Blast. Where pop culture gets blasted.
Is it a beacon?
Too easy.
Well, maybe it's a prize for solving a puzzle in the janitor's closet.
Okay. Let's say this is one of the beacons. That means one of us has the chance to unlock our abilities. Who wants to go first? You don't say much, do you?
You don't have to do it, Kelvin.
If anyone's gonna fall into a trap, I want it to be me, not you. Not. You guys. Collectively.
We're here for you, man. You got this.
Well, future favors the bold.
You know, that feedback echo just totally fits in with the aesthetic of the film.
I didn't hear it. We lost Heath during all of that.
Oh boy.
Look at Shaylee. He's just turned into a Goosebumps mask.
Still totally right there.
That's him, right?
Yeah.
Into his soul through his eye socket.
And I think it auto mutes anyway whenever a video plays. I think it mutes everybody. So no feedback loop happening right now. Somebody's joining in, and that is Heath's coming back. Device is not connected.
Welcome back, Heath.
Making a weird
Trying and
oh, he's upside down.
Now he's upside down. That's awesome.
Hey.
Man, what
I
a
like the party
joker.
too.
How did that happen?
Yeah.
Sylvia!
We've got here is we've got here is failure to communicate.
I was just about. I was about like. I was in mid text with Sylvia. I was like, "Oh no, hi, Sylvia."
Hello, guys.
hello. Everybody can see everybody. Everybody can hear everybody. That's all I can ask for in a stream. So, thanks for coming. Good night. We're done.
Bye-bye.
Made it to the top. Now we're here.
So as we're talking tonight about the movie, everybody watching in the chat, be aware that the movie is linked in the description below. That's all the way down. So you can go to Amazon and watch Monster Force Zero. Not now. Don't do it now. Wait, we're done, and then go watch Monster
Wait till
Force.
we're done.
Let us spoil it for you first. No.
So where do we start figuring out how to start it? I mean, somebody had an idea for this movie and carried it forward. Who was that?
Mike Basito had the idea. He, I think, approached Megan with the concept. He had a script that was, I think, in another rewrite. He was rewriting it, and then he presented the script. We then collaborated on a second draft, and a third draft, and a fourth draft, and now we're here. But this is the brainchild of Mike, and he's our executive producer of the film as well.
It's nice to be the executive producer when you've written it yourself, because you get a lot of control over how it gets done. So who's the convention geek? Because that's what this is about, right? This is about, sci-fi convention geeks, comic book geeks, cosplay geeks. Is it every one of those things, or is there another name?
I think geek is fine, nerd is fine, or a cosplayer, or
badge of honor.
Comic book head.
I think there's some of that in all of us.
Yeah, I think all of us here. I mean, every single one of us have been to a convention in some form or the other, or cosplays. Mike as well loves to go to the cons and just loves to browse and peruse and see all the people there and stop by the booths. And that's kind of how he got the idea. He liked finding these gems that are kind of smothered by all the big, behemoth companies that are selling the Marvels of the world. And then here's this mom and pop comic book shop trying to sell their comic book. That was kind of the inspiration for him, I believe.
I've been there. I've missed conventions this year. 2020 sucks.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, that's been crazy.
It really does.
Have you guys had a chance to take the movie to conventions and show it there, or is that?
No, unfortunately not. We were starting to local con in Denver called Starfest. We were going to go there, and then boom, everything happened, and we were reaching out to other conventions. But we got into a few festivals prior to all this, which was great. But yeah, no
Oh, I love how he comes in upside down every time. His phone figures
that. He knows how to.
So, all right. So Monster Force Zero is about obviously these cosplayers who are putting out a comic book at a convention, and they have a rival team. And Heath, you and Omid are both involved in that rival team as Guns Laser and Quipster.
Quiplash.
Quiplash.
Well, I'm a Quipster now.
Let's watch that feedback.
Love the feedback.
Huh?
So, which of you two wants to talk about your character first?
Let's go with Heath.
Let's let Heath talk about his character, and we'll all.
About my character?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. If you can hear me, the character Guns Laser. It was kind of. I'm unmuted.
No.
No, you're okay.
Can you hear us?
I think he's freezing again. I think he's popping
I can hear
out.
you guys.
Oh, darn.
Okay. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Nope.
I hear you all the way up.
I guess it's my turn to go then.
Go ahead, Quiplash.
We'll figure it out.
Is the character in this movie, who's like an Assassin's Creed knockoff, and he's kind of just like the thief, like rogue of the Dungeons and Dragons crew. If like Guns Laser is like, the sort of like the leader of the pack, who's just like this old school jock who's just like outgrown his jock strap. then Quiplash is just like the assassin, like super nerd, like super duper nerd kid, but you don't know because he hides it under his hood. You know what I'm saying? But like at home, he's playing World of Warcraft and he's playing, you know what I mean? Like all these like old school RPGs and stuff like that, wishing that he was cooler than he actually is. So then the whole thing is like an overcompensation of like him trying to be cool and trying to win so bad. And I tried to go back and forth with this voice. I was trying to sort of like make fun of Christian Bale's Batman, like when I'm in the character, I try to go so method into the character, you know what I mean? Where I'm like, hey, what's going on with you? Aeon or whatever. We had this, like Aeon and I had this little rival or whatever. And then whenever I'm like vulnerable and I'm about to get my butt kicked, my little squeaky puberty voice comes out. I'm like, no! I'm turning back into a nerd.
You and Guns Laser and Big Boss Man, or Final Boss, Big Boss Man.
Final Boss.
And Hot Girl?
Hot Babe.
Hot Babe. Okay. You're kind of the nerd bullies of the thing. It's like you found, as nerds, you actually found nerds that you could be the bullies over and get the bully on.
Yeah, absolutely. This was sort of like an easy territory for our characters to go in and assert dominance over because it's like easy prey, So while we could sort of try and build up and kind of get our glory back. I think that was kind of the whole original intention behind this crew. Is that right, Nathan? Where it's like the DoD is sort of like they used to be winners, but now they're sort of like there's an echo effect, like a half-life to their success, so to speak, and they're trying to like reclaim that glory as like Monster Force Zero, as like the main crew is trying to sort of like establish themselves in the dominance hierarchy.
Yeah, very much so.
and Aeon, you got to play Amarama.
Amarama, that's right.
And you were on the good guys side.
Oh yeah, definitely the good guys all the way. Yeah, I think my character is pretty high strung, pretty stressed out from going to comic book conventions, and doesn't really like to be told what to do. and it's a little edgy, I guess. You guys are all like, yeah, that's true.
and of course, the Monster Force Zero is the comic book inside the movie Monster Force Zero, and the three of you are making the comic book, standing at the table selling it, and dressed as the characters in it.
We're trying to sell our comic book, but it's not going too well, and that's when we come across the Destroyers of Destruction, and take off on our secret mission with them.
Exactly, and the secret mission comes in the form of a competition where you kind of get dared, and you're not going to back down from it. So you enter the cosplay competition, which is where, of course, Shea would have joined the team because you had to have 4, and Shea has this wonderful Yeti boot costume and persona that he affects.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Had to be tough on Shea because I know actors like to have lines, and isn't much of a. Greg,
That's very true. That actually is his biggest. That's his biggest beef with it. But the thing is, he loves it. He loves the fact that he really took in Yeti Boot and was able to just really bring it into his own and be able to do that. So yeah, he hated it at first, being asked to be in this suit, because actors do love to have their face seen and their voice heard, and so. But he was amazing.
But you know what? He persevered and made it work. So many. I hate watching Spider-Man movies or the Flash TV show because it's always like ripping the mask off. You just confronted the bad guy. You've got him down, and you're ripping the mask off. No, you're masked for a reason. And Yeti Boot, for a long time, I was not sure whether Yeti Boot was in cosplay or if he was a Yeti in cosplay. I'm still not quite sure. And I think
neither are we.
Now, Greg, you played sort of Yeti Boot's North American cousin.
And
Squanch.
I didn't smell nearly as bad, but by the third day I probably did. But Nazneen, I see you, and yeah, we're about to answer that. My friend Nazneen is joining. She's watching the live right now.
Excellent. So yeah. You played Squatch, and you also coordinated the fights because there were some physical activities.
Yeah, me and a guy named Russellis Amin, we worked together to help keep the fights safe and doable. Couldn't have done it without Russ because he provided some really good mats for us to keep it safe. And then I played Squatch, and that part, man, I have a whole new respect for those actors in the sci-fi series like Star Trek or Galaxy Quest, having to get in prosthetics like that every day, because I was good with it for like about 3 days, and then the last day I was shooting, I was just, all the oxygen was just not getting to my skin, and then we were in a garage and we were working with fog, and then I was just in the middle of shooting this giant climactic scene. As soon as I heard a cut, I was just like, Nate, I think I'm having a panic attack, but it's but we got through it, and it was something just to it's one of those things that you just kind of grow into,
What was your experience with fighting before this? I mean, you're a fit dude. I can tell this in this little bitty square that you're physically capable of not having to coordinate a fight to take somebody down.
I appreciate that. It's all in the camera angles and then making it look convincing. If we got a camera angle from one side and then the punch is coming this way, and if the camera angle is revealing that gap between the fist and the face, then it doesn't really work, So the way you got to do it is put the camera in a way where you can sell the strike and the hit, and the better you sell it, the more realistic it looks. So everybody was great at selling taking a punch,
right?
Especially Quiplash. So
now the thing about this cosplay contest is that it's more than what it appears. It's very Last Starfighter like in its setup here, in that there are real aliens who are looking for champions, and for whatever reason they're looking for cosplay. as their source of champions. And they're going to give these cosplayers the abilities that go with their costume. And these aliens are led by Miss Anaki. And Sylvia, I believe that's where you come in.
Yes. Yes, I'm Anunnaki, and yeah, I'm one of the heads of the non-humans in the Earth now, and it is a very interesting character just because for once I think I had the most different looks within the film. I think I have 4 different looks, so that was really cool. So you get to see me in different things, different stages of how I got to Earth, and like all that stuff. So without saying too much, but it is a pretty strong personality that she has, and so you kind of have to keep it together when you're working with all these funny guys up here, because it was hard to film just looking at their faces and making me laugh, and I had it to be really strong, and it didn't happen many times.
Well, it brings so many science fiction tropes into one film that there's going to be something for everybody here. You've got your UFO conspiracy stuff, you've got your Sasquatch conspiracy stuff, and then because every good movie needs one, there's a T-Rex. Now, how did you guys pull off? How'd you guys pull off this T-Rex, Nathan?
Oh my goodness. Let me just say there were so many people that helped operate the puppet, of which the T-Rex is a giant puppet that a human would stand inside and operate the jaws, and the legs go. The human's legs go within the legs of the T-Rex, and let me just say, I think everybody who was in it was blind. We had to yell directions so they wouldn't ram into a wall, or it was a very I don't know, rubbery. Oh, as my chair breaks. It was a very rubbery kind of costume. I don't know if I'm answering your question. There's so many variables of the T-Rex. I don't mean to make it sound so complicated, but yeah, yeah. And Megan might have a little input too on that, because she had to help facilitate and wrangle it as well. So.
Yeah, no, we had a friend that had it, and we were able to utilize it to the best that we could. And so just, yes, having other people jump in and operate him was always unique, running around, and yeah, it was interesting.
Was the T-Rex in the script first, or was the fact that you had access to one reason enough to put it in the script?
It might be a little of both. It might be a little.
I think a little bit of both. Yeah.
It was already in the script, but I think the access to it, sparked the idea.
It made it a lot easier. Yeah.
Now, one of the things I noticed when watching this, I had to start looking for is this film grainy? Is this film in a low resolution? Because there were Apple II computers and floppy disks and 1980s cars, and was it intended to be the 80s, or was it just given an 80s feel? Because it feels like an 80s movie. I mean, the master, the cosplay team. I'm going to get all the names wrong because I got a big black screen over here in preparation, so it's hiding my notes.
Okay.
It felt very Karate Kid in the way of the intensity of the contest, in their attitudes, in the way that the Monster Force Zero and you other 4 guys went up against each other.
Destroyers of Destruction. Yeah.
Destroyers of Destruction. How can I?
Yeah.
I write the Destroyer books. I should be able to remember this.
They destroy destruction.
Pete's character specifically, Guns Laser, was it was like you watched all the Back to the Future movies before you went in here and just got biffed right down to a T to mimic him. So why the 80s? I guess that was the question I was dancing around.
Cool. Thanks for the question. I love talking about it. There's a few reasons why. So the script already called for the older Mac computer, as well as some of the other like nostalgic references to technology. But then along with that, I just wanted to lean into it, feeling like an 80s, maybe an early 90s kind of film. A lot of it's because of limitations. It's just so much budget we had to work with, as well as like knowing the effects were going to be monumental to deal with and to make. So I just felt like it would just be great to just let it feel like a film that would have been made back then. And that I just love those films. I grew up on 80s films and 90s, 80s and 90s sci-fi. The music of the era, just absolutely love. And I love how a lot of that is still something that musicians still like kind of like dabble in, with like the whole synthwave scene that was underground and has now become almost made famous due to a number of reasons. I mean, Stranger Things would be one of them. And I think also the time now, for nostalgia, everybody just loves going back, and so I think that's what Monster Force Zero is a product of the time, which sounds weird to say, but
now the special effects too also gave it a very 80s kind of feel, because today it's like, this is an indie film, this is we're working with what we got effects. But if that film was 1985, that'd have been like, holy cow, how'd they do that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, in some cases, I mostly did. I mean, I did all the effects. It took a while to do, and in most cases, those 80s films, even still to this day too, they're doing it. But they were going in frame by frame and adding in all those little details, and hand animating lightning bolts. I didn't hand animate lightning bolts, but there was a lot of frame by frame animation just to make it work. Because of my limitations and skill set, I knew enough to be dangerous, but not enough to be like anybody on, any one of the VFX artists on like a Marvel, movie. So
I hear you. Well, let's see a full-length trailer of this thing so they can get a little bit of an idea of where we're going with this.
Awesome.
Bring that up right here.
So what's your story? Monster Force Zero, or a ragtag team of outcasts, tech nerds, and sci-fi geeks scouring the globe, hunting down depraved terrorist groups and malevolent cabals that are secretly backed by diabolical alien forces.
You obviously have no idea what you've gotten yourself into.
Who wants to go first?
Out there.
This feels incredible.
Like you guys might like this. We got a possible threat.
We're not gonna let you destroy our planet.
Yes, that's right. It's a fire-breathing T-Rex. I forgot that aspect of it. Who lost heat?
Lasers. Again, he's so emotional. And let me just shout out 2600 in the composer that did the music for the film. You can listen to the Monster Force Zero soundtrack on Spotify and 2600's Bandcamp, as well as check out all his other music. The guy's super talented. So thankful to have him.
Yeah, I figured as soon as I was playing that, I was like, yep, I'm going to get a YouTube strike tonight after the video's done. Because every time I show a clip with music in it, somebody claims it. No follow up.
Yeah.
Usually they don't even, they don't have it. I've had to fight claims before. They don't hurt you, but they're annoying.
Well, let me know if I can help.
Did you guys really yell Shazam when throwing a lightning bolt strike? Seriously? That's what I thought.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we did.
No, it works because that's what comic book geeks would yell out if there was a lightning bolt strike of something that was going to happen. It would be Shazam.
I mean, I don't know what I would be. I don't know what I would do if I was able access my cosplay character's powers. Like I would just be so. I don't know. What would you say?
Shazam works for me. Yeah, it can be done so many different ways. Let's talk about the cosplay powers. So, Quiplash, you had these knives, which definitely speaks that it was an 80s convention because you'd never be allowed to carry them in a convention. Now, they'd be flagged as weapons.
I was just so ninja. I just got through all the security.
Oh, there you go. True story. I actually had some guys. This is way back when I was in college. So, ancient days, where the convention said that if you had a weapon, it had to have a tag on it that said that it was a weapon. And sci-fi geeks, being the wonderful entrepreneurs they are, they went to the nearest Kinko's and printed out 1,000 tags that said weapon with little strings on it, and people were attaching them to everything. It was briefcases, it was shoes, because everything's a weapon.
Biceps.
Exactly. A word off my. This is a weapon. But you were throwing energy around in that show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
That was the lash.
Yeah, the lash was the quiplash. That was all of my jokes that nobody listened to, but it like hits you at the deep levels of your psyche. So then you think about it 3 days later, and you're like, "Oh, I lost that battle." Like, minus self-esteem.
You wake up in the middle of the night saying, "That's what I should have said back." And Aeon, your character, Amarama. Explain what her ability was a little bit here, because that was a cute, an interesting one to try to keep track of.
Oh, my bat, where I battle with my bat.
Yes.
That comes out, and I think I access my powers last. Right? Is it last from everybody?
I think you were the last. No. Were you last?
No, Boots was last.
Yeah, Boots was. I did not. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I didn't even know Boots was going to have the power until he stomped the Boots.
Boots is a power.
Yeah, what power do you need when you're a Yeti? Come on.
Power of love.
So this is did this ever get theatrical release now? Because this is where I'm starting to hear about it more and more lately. And like I said, you guys started filming this in 2016?
2017, February of 2017.
Yes.
So what was the whole? Because COVID didn't get here till 2020. Come on now, what you doing?
So two things. This probably would have been out a year sooner if it wasn't me being adamant about trying the festival circuit first. I just wanted to give it a shot and just to see what it would do. So that would have, we probably would have been talking around this time last year. So sorry guys. And then just to complete it, there was a lot of work to be done. Filming, I think we filmed a good portion of 2017, I think into July, maybe August. On weekends, it was a lot of, trying to get everyone's schedules together. And then we had pickups to do for the remainder of 2017 and into 2018. We were editing, the effects were happening. And then we got Garrett Wong, I think it was February of 2018. And then we did the festival route shortly afterward. Into 2019. So
nothing happens quickly. Everything takes time. But with having filmed it in 2017, you guys still seem like you know each other fairly well. Did you all know each other before the filming? I mean, Greg and Aeon are playing chess all the time.
I think that Greg and I worked on a film right before Monster Force Zero together.
Yeah, I worked with Keith and Aeon on a film before Monster Force Zero. I've known Nate and Shale for about 15 years, and Megan I've worked with on a couple of films with too. So we all pretty much knew each other, and we all, it was a matter, I feel like, of an established family, just bringing more family members in.
So who was the first person to be approached to be cast in the film? Because I'm assuming it probably watershed from there. Said, "Oh, you need to talk to this person and this person and this person that I know."
That's a good question.
I believe our first was we actually had precast both Omid and Shale. I believe were our first official official cast members. And then we definitely did casting and auditions and everything, and waited to see who was going to show up. So that was the first, and then I believe Adam was the other. Was that Sylvia?
I think I was the last one.
I think you were.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and Garrett Wong.
Yeah, Garrett was the last.
and I'm so thankful that everybody put their names in, because some people get cute. Because I'm looking down at Sylvia and I keep saying, how do we get Gal Gadot in the stream here? Because
Aww.
Thank you.
Miss Wonder Woman 1984 right there, ladies and gentlemen. I saw you in a bag of Doritos.
Let my hair grow, and then I'll do like a Wonder Woman shoot.
There you go.
Okay, so with every film, there's the marketing that goes into it. You know, whether it's just the posters or the theater cups and all that. It seems to me that Monster Force Zero, by its very nature, is perfectly poised to have a tie-in comic book. Is this something that anybody's proposed to you guys? Because if not, I know a writer.
What do you think, Nate?
I've talked about it. I even jokingly made a little video game, like a level of Yeti Boot on Steam using some software on Steam. I just did like that, just little fun things here and there. I think it'd make a phenomenal comic book. I mean, it's almost like the world is endless. I mean, we opened up the possibility. I mean, not the possibility. There's aliens in this world. These are cosplayers that are unlocked, and then there's the opportunity of other cosplayers being unlocked. I mean, there's so many crazy things that can happen, right? So, yeah, RJ, let's talk, man.
Let's work with, because I've interviewed enough crowdfunding campaigns to know all the mistakes to avoid.
Mm-hmm.
I've just been waiting for the comic book, and seriously, this would be a fun, quirky, self-referential kind of thing to be done that way. And I was just kind of joking, but now I'm seriously thinking about it. Who owns the rights to this thing?
We'll have to get Mike on the line, I'm sure.
Now, is there room for a sequel? Because I don't know, given the way things turn out, if more powers can be unlocked. For that matter, I don't know if the powers remained unlocked. The ones that were locked out.
Yeah. So we've been talking about it just a little bit. I don't know. I have some ideas. I wrote a small outline. I did a little treatment of what the first act would be like, and I've been floating around different things. I love the idea of Monster Force Zero still kind of being in the Comic-Con world still. And they've gone from like trying to sell their comic book to like now going to like all these cons and like doing power demonstrations, and people are still kind of like, yeah, about them. But yeah, I think the second one would be amazing. I think if the film now, which is now out, I think if that could grow some legs, and if our child can go out into the world and win the hearts and minds and of others, then maybe we'll be doing a second one. So
I'm in. I'm there for it.
Awesome.
Definitely ready to watch it and review it. I'm finding a certain charm in indie films because I'm just so jaded now at all the big productions that I'm willing to overlook, budgetary constraints if you can tell a good story and just have fun watching it. And that's where Monster Force Zero is. Monster Force Zero is like when I used to go to conventions and, you'd say, okay, where's the fan movie room? And you'd go and you'd sit and you'd watch all these various level of fan films where people are just showing off their passion for stuff. And, sometimes sometimes you'll see something that'll surprise you. I watched a Star Trek fan film, and all of a sudden George Takei walks in. I'm like, "You do that? Did that happen?"
Oh my!
I wish I was there. That would have been awesome. Yeah.
It was awesome, especially when he turned to his first mate and slapped her, which was. I'm sure I had a question I was going to for this, but now I'm kind of stumbling on it. I can't talk about too much more of the film than I already have without going.
Yeah.
Because it's one of these usual suspects kind of things where you know what's going on, but that's not what's going on.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say I got a fun little Easter egg, kind of. It's nothing. I think it's more fun for the casting crew, but on our Facebook page at Monster40, there's on the cover there's a video, and if you've seen the film, there is a shot in the little video on there, which is kind of like a mini trailer promoting its release now, of Sylvia's character, and it's uncut. It's not in the film, or it's like a shot that wasn't in the film, didn't make it to the film, but. If you go there, it's kind of a fun little, thing that you didn't see in the film, and it's one of the other looks that was cut out of the film. So, a little bit of trivia, I guess.
Go check out the website.
Yeah.
Is it the website or Facebook, Nate?
Oh, the Facebook. Yeah, it's on the Facebook.
Right? Yeah. So on Facebook, like a Monster40 page on Facebook. That's where you guys can check it out.
Yeah.
And I loved her character's name too, Ann Anaki. As soon as I heard that, I'm like. Alien.
Not on the nose at all.
I was asked first to audition for the Hat Babe, so I ended up being Anunnaki, but that worked for me. So
I looked for the clip of him saying, the Anunnaki, but it was so many of them I couldn't cut it out anywhere. So.
Yeah. No, Sylvia had a really. Oh, what is Delina doing? She should be on here.
Yeah.
That's the Delina Wen checking in. That's cool.
Somebody send her a link. We'll bring her in. She can talk about her character real quick.
That's our Kadabra.
Yeah, hit the link, Delina.
See if she can get in.
I do also want to add that Shale put in a ton of work too, because he built the scrimmage sanctum for us as well. He played Yeti Boot and built the scrimmage sanctum in a week?
Oh my god!
Yeah, he had a weekend to build it,
yeah,
and then we shot it the following weekend, and then we had did we tear it down after that? I can't remember. Then we had to tear it down.
I think we had.
We had
to be out of that building.
We still have. Yeah. We tore some of it down, but then some of it still is together. I think he might actually still have a lot of it.
Yeah, Shale.
I know I had one of the orbs.
Yeah, Shale. I wonder if I can pull it up, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time if I can't. Shale actually made little cardboard miniatures of the scrimmage sanctum and used action figures to kind of show what it would look like. If you look at the credits, his fingerprints are all over this film. He's even a cosplayer in the opening.
I think he even got a lighting one.
Yeah.
He'll touch everything.
One thing he would say, and he was having technical difficulties, but one thing he would say if he was still on, he would talk about on the towers that they stand on, the platforms and everything in the scrimmage sanctum. There's some really cool glowing that's cuneiform. From this, the Sumerians, the ancient language. If you could try to research their alphabet, you could see what the little words on the on the little.
He hid words in there.
Yeah. So you got to look for the cuniform alphabet. And you can kind of figure out what those are.
those are the kind of Easter eggs I love. Because you could have said dirty stuff in there.
No.
It reminds me of the old Batman 66 series where the writers would always hide that kind of stuff in there. And they said that they had somebody was going to play a sheik. And I forget the name they gave the guy, but it was basically based off the street the guy lived on and the last name of his best friend. And the producer's oh, no, you don't. You're not slipping that by me again. That sounds good. Go out and give him another name. So they're fine, we'll call him Sheikh Ibn Karab. And like, okay, that sounds Arabic. That's perfect. And of course, it was Arabic. It's Arabic for son of a bitch.
Oh my gosh.
So every Arab child in the world was watching Batman 66 and watching Sheik son of a bitch walk into town.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
That's awesome.
So
I always want to know what those cultures, that language and that culture thinks. Like what are they thinking when they watch it, especially if they don't really speak very good English.
And by the way, this thing that Heath built that for people who are listening, that was sort of like the American Gladiators room. This is where the cosplayers would compete against each other once their powers had been unlocked by the aliens.
Correct.
So and if they didn't win the competition, they got teleported to the holding room, which was a lot like the storage closet. A lot of storage closets in this alien area.
Yeah, we're in the closet a lot.
Small spaces.
Yeah.
Even aliens gotta have a place to keep the brooms and mops.
Oh, I found it. So
get out of the closet, gun blazer.
Hang on, I'll give you a full screen here.
Okay. This is the cardboard cutout of there it is.
Leave it there, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the cardboard cutout. And then he has amazing. Like the top, they got the orbs going on, or the beacons. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of cool, huh?
Oh my gosh.
Very cool.
That I
still
awesome.
have all that.
Bubble gum?
This is when he started. Yeah, he started putting Yeti together. It's so funny. Yeah, he did so much work.
He did such a good
Shale.
job.
Yeah.
Shale's amazing. Yeah, everyone did a great job. I mean, a lot of people put a lot of effort and input to their characters too, which is really cool. I mean, the one thing that I was I always want to make sure to point out is everyone had a hand in some form at either creating or just bringing something to the character. Yeah, I mean, there was the spirit of cosplay and creating and being a DIY maker was like all over this film, because a lot of us were just figuring out. I was trying to figure out everything as well. So yeah, it was just really, really cool.
That's one of the joys of making an indie film, is that nobody's just got one job. Everybody gets to contribute something else to the success of the project.
Right.
Like you said, Shale was putting together sets. Greg obviously was, showing people, the fight choreography, which went, not just the Squatch and Yeti Boots fight, but all the
and
stuff.
he was also when he got injured.
Yeah. And I do want to point out that Russ also helped with some of them, like that brilliant scene where you see AI hit final boss with a bat. That was his move right there.
Amorama?
Yeah.
That was a good move. And then when Delina's character, Kadabra, and there's a scene where she first gets her powers, and you kind of see it in the trailer. I don't think I'm spoiling it, but she kind of gets knocked off this platform and she falls into this like void, basically to the ground. And she really did everybody did their own stunts, which is amazing. Yeah. And she fell all the way back on this on this pad, and basically Russ and Greg were right there ready to catch her, make sure she doesn't like fall off and hit the concrete or whatever.
A lot of people overcame fears too.
Yes.
So it was a big personal growth. It was a big personal growth experience for all of us.
Also in the trailer, we saw her floating down from that tower. So there was some wire work going on here as well. Was that?
No, it was a ladder and then some green screen work.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you for that. I'm glad we fooled you, sir.
What did we do before the green screens came out?
I know, yeah.
All right, so where can people go to watch this if they don't have an Amazon Prime account? What's the best route for people to go see Monster Force Zero?
Yeah, so on the page we have a list of the places, but quickly,
I'm pulling that up right now.
Yeah, you can watch it on YouTube. You can watch it on Vudu, which is Walmart's video on demand platform. Comcast, Dish, Xbox, iTunes. No, it's all rent. It's all rent only or video on demand only. Rent or buy, and then you can watch it on Fandango, and then some other sites I haven't really heard of, like Spectrum and Ubiquity, In Demand, Cox. Yeah.
Cox, Google Play.
Yeah. So there's a lot of places to go. But if you have Amazon, you could probably queue it up right now. YouTube, Google Play, all that fun stuff. And then in December 15th of this year, it'll be available on DVD. And the DVD does have some special features. We do have some behind-the-scenes works. We have a featurette and then commentary with Megan, Mike, our executive producer, and myself.
Excellent. I'm going to be looking for the DVD because I like to hold things.
Yeah.
And own things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My ultraviolet account is living proof that if a platform goes away, so do your movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Someone's going to come in and take my DVD collection.
Yeah. Well, I will say it is available for pre-sale right now, so you can cop a copy right now in time for Christmas. Put it under the tree.
Yeah.
The link we do have in the description below is, of course, the link to Amazon because full disclosure, Critical Blast is an Amazon affiliate, so we make a couple of shekels whenever somebody goes through and follows an Amazon link on our site. We have to say this because apparently there are places that will advertise through Amazon for free. And therefore we have to say that we're actually making money off of it if you click on the link. Darn.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, these are hard to do, and this takes time. And the fact that you've taken the time to do this to give some people free entertainment, a little bit of coin for purchasing Monster 4.0 through your link, is the least you can ask for.
It's the least. It's the very least. I'm going to need another bottle of water by next week.
We got to help with that DVD collection, guys. Come on.
Absolutely. Right. Is there anything people should know about Monster 4.0 that you've been ready to go? And this applies to anybody here, anybody about your character, about the film. What did I not ask?
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
That's my favorite last question because I'm just like, if I forget something, I'll just let them figure it out.
Well, I think that one of the things that we need to mention is about thank you to all the people that are watching right now. Well, this side of the screen. Thank you to all of you for taking your time and listening to our interview. But also, if you guys watch the movie, if you guys can go and give us a feedback or write a review, just be honest, and to IMDb. That will be a lot of help for all of us, and especially for the people that have been working so hard to put it out there for you guys. And that will be just wonderful. And I would really appreciate that. Thank you.
Sylvia, thank you for that.
Thanks,
yes,
Sylvia.
We need that. Spread the word.
Sylvia.
Share it.
Any feedback helps. Any.
And there is a review at criticalblast.com, which again is the main hub of what I do. As much time as I spend on YouTube these days. And we've sent the link over to IMDb because we're a member there as well. So that's one of the external links, critic review sites links. So we're doing our part. And of course, we'll probably embed this video at the end of the review just so people can kind of get some more information about it. Probably have.
I'd like to give a shout out to all the cast as well for, working with me and keeping it safe and everything during all the fight choreography and everything, because no one got hurt at all, except for scrapes and bruises that are kind of inevitable. But
yeah.
But
when conventions come back, because they'll come back, won't they? Conventions will come back, right?
They better.
Okay. If you take the movie,
everybody was amazing.
If you take the movie to conventions, did everybody save their cosplay?
I have a giant containers, so everyone's welcome to slip back into their costumes if they want. Omid has all his. He pieced his together. I think.
I have mine too. I have my bat hanging on my wall. Actually, the only thing I don't have is my gun. Yeah, I have everything.
That's right. You still have that because you have that.
I need.
I may or may not wear it sometimes when I'm here at home.
I need help. I need help getting into mine because mine had a lot of. I need somebody to help dress me because
you were in no hurry to get back into yours.
Yeah, because of all the fire. But,
And
I mean, props to Nate too, because props to our makeup artist too, Melinda and KD, because they worked hard and they made that prosthetic that was only designed to last like a day or two, last 3. So
yeah, they had to stretch that.
And Kelsey too did a lot of costuming as well.
Kelsey.
Absolutely, Kelsey.
Yeah, there's so many great people.
Yeah, and Sly, he kept the morale up for the background when we did the huge party scene. Yeah. He was everywhere.
Yes,
I remember that.
The thing you loved about your costume, Greg, and the Yeti boot costume was that it wasn't just a Squatch costume and a Yeti costume. There were accoutrements that went over the top of these things. So what all did Squatch have? Because he had accessories.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Melinda did an awesome job of making. It was if you believe it or not, that the dreadlocks we made out of that wig, that it actually was first just a straight haired wig. You know, we put it on me and I looked like a totally different person. I looked like a rock star, and I started, doing this, the head banging that I could never do with my hair. And then there was the prosthetic, and then there was a prosthetic here. We had a lot of synthetic hair for the beard. And when I was in the Squatch costume, I pretty much only ate trail mix the entire day because that was all I could eat without messing stuff up.
That's what a Squatch means.
Yeah, and then pouring water in my mouth, and now I know what it's like to be a cat because I was coughing up hair for like a week.
Yeah, he also had some really cool shoulder pads on.
Yep.
And
his belt had like little bones,
pygmy skulls.
Yeah, and then during the cold, it wasn't too tough to film actually because all that fur inside the camo jumpsuit that I was wearing was really warm, actually. So shout out though to Ammo and Kadabra, Delana and Aeon, who had to do those night scenes out in the cold.
Freezing cold, yes.
Yeah.
The cast and crew brought so much to this. I mean, I don't. I just did so much. I'm like lost for words. Yeah, and I just appreciate everyone. Like we were all in it. To say it this way, all in this together. We were all in it. We were just working hard. We wanted to make this happen. We were, doing it for each other. And I'm just so happy. I would want to work. I want to work with everyone again. So I'm just so glad that everyone put in the work and the time. So yeah.
I hope we all get to see Monster Force 02.
MF2.
MF2.
You mean Monster Force 1?
I know. That's what I said.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm not going to keep everybody any longer here. I think I've tortured you enough with my questions.
We love being here.
And we love being tortured.
Love your intro too. I was all ready to grab a sword and shield for that intro.
And with that, I'm just going to go ahead and play us out. Appreciate everybody for showing up here tonight. Really enjoyed the movie. Everybody in the chat, please do go to the link. If you don't go to my link, that's fine. Go to Amazon, look it up. Just watch Monster Force Zero. You will have a lot of fun with this. Make sure you have plenty of popcorn. And with that, good night, everyone.